All right, welcome to NC Hammer, the market of XCN, XYO, XLM, all the X whatevers. XCN, we are looking at, we gained a 16% profit. If you're on my trading channel, you got this entry. You could have got an exit at around 26%. However, I was sleeping while watching Breaking Bad, so I waited for it to retrace and cashed out around 16 to 17%. We had a re-entry whenever we held on this black upward trend line. Very thin, wasn't the best way to enter, but we did it anyways. And we are currently back in profit again, about 6%. So within 2 days, a little over 20%. And we could see this continue, as you guys are seeing live in the 15-minute, push up to the 0.0233, potentially 0.024. If it breaks that 0.024, we could see a strong bullish movement. However, it all really depends on what Bitcoin's going to do, because a little bit movement downwards in Bitcoin can crash the market. However, it tested off that 200 EMA on the 15-minute. If you're looking at the 4-hour, it is strong hot water on the CM Guppy, but we could see this start forming a downward trend line. If it does not hold above this line, we could see it start trickling down towards 90 before eventually start pushing back up. But it did fill out the full inverse head and shoulders pattern as we have shown, and we could see a continuation up to 97,000, pushing the rest of the market with it. Looking at Doge, it also has some support over the 200 EMA, and we can see that it is trying to form that right inverse head and shoulders on the bigger pattern. When you move it out to the 4-hour, you can see roughly it's trying to form the same pattern that we had on Bitcoin. And then once we break the 19 cents, it could start moving heavily up towards the 0.29. Toshi we were looking at, but very slightly. It is still underneath the 200 EMA. We want to see it close and hold above that 200 EMA in the 15-minute for a short-term scalp. But in the bigger picture, it is holding above the 200 EMA, and we want to see it hold and start pushing back up to the 0.00045. Bringing up BNT real quick. Not really a 15-minute chart, but it has gone up since we entered, and this is my predictions of it. We could see it push above the black line, come down and just not retest and push all the way back down to 0.38, or I believe we could be pushing up to 0.47, get support off this black downward trend line, and then push up past the 0.49 or 50 cents, back up heading towards the 0.92 cents. Torn we are looking at, not the best coin, but it is only $7.50, an all-time high of $450 plus, I believe, and it washes Bitcoin. So just keep this coin in mind. We will come back to it when we see it hold above the 200 EMA. Looking at DNT, it is coiling up as well. You could see this as a trend line pushing upwards like this. However, it's not the strongest trend line. You do want to see it hold above the 200 EMA, start making it above the 0.03, and then eventually we will start pushing up to 0.04 and higher. This is the 15-minute. This is more of a 4-hour to daily chart, as it is coming in this downward wedge. The real potential is breaking above this black trend line and then pushing up past the previous high being around 0.08 cents, which is fourfold if you're looking at it. Now up to the more important coins, XRP, XLM, XYO. XRP still stable over the upward trend line. Definitely throw some more money into this, but we could see a retesting around the $2, maybe $1.98. But I believe we do have some pretty nice support and in consolidation for what we had previously talked about. 4 hours, we do want to see in this area in June, there's going to be some high potential, or if we see a breakout above this black downward trend line around 0.24, we could see it start pushing upwards, as we had this bear trap and we entered this around 1.7 and are currently in profit all the way up to 2.1. XLM is doing some nice movements as well, falling within the cup and handle pattern. This is the 15-minute. Going to the 4-hour. It is trying to hold strongly above that 200 EMA, and we want to see it close above the 0.275 for push momentum up to 0.3 cents. It may not look like much, but it's still 13% potential gain within the upcoming days or hours. XYO and XCN. XYO is trying to hold above that 200 EMA. We can see something similar back here in April 20th, where it pushed up above the 200 EMA, did a little bit of consolidation, pushed up further, retouched the 200, pushed higher, came back down. However, we would like to see this as a stronger trend line right here, which we have quite a few taps and it's getting support off of this line. So me personally, I like to make it a little bit thicker, and I believe it's going to close above this 200 EMA, start doing some consolidation and pushing back up towards the 0.01 mark. Looking back at XCN, XCN is a very nice scalp right now, and I believe we could see it push up to 0.023 and then up to 0.024. But we could get a little bit of consolidation in this area as a strong rejection at the 0.023, and we slowly want to trickle up into that area and then surpass it. Over in the 4-hour and the daily view, you do see that there was a huge volume spike right here, right when we were entering, and it is doing a little bit of divergence where the volume is decreasing right here and the price is increasing. If we get a close above this orange bar that's on April 23rd at 2000 hours, we could see that it is forming a very nice bullish bullish momentum in this U pattern. A close could potentially be pushing this up to the 0.24. That's it for today. I always recommend Grass. If you're looking for free airdrop money, they'll give you points, which gets transferred into tokens that'll be airdropped, I believe, in the next couple months. And you can get free tokens, which you can cash out for real money when they do that airdrop. I also recommend MEXC for the lowest fees on a trading platform. Definitely do your own research, see if you can use their platform. And Coinbase is very reliable, gives free airdrops for tokens that they support. That's it for today. I will see you guys on the next one, and enjoy it. Good luck, have fun with it.